See that? I want to see that Office Space meets The Purge, dude.
Yeah.
Meets Dredd.
What is it even called?
I don't remember. Because it's the name of the company that they're working for. It's the Blank Experiment. I think it's the Belko Experiment or something like that.
Oh, Balto Experiment.
Right.
It's Balto.
Balto?
Balto 2?
Of Kevin Bacon fame?
Is that Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon plays Balto, dude.
Did we decide that? Because we've had this.
So this is a new video.
Welcome to our...
Because I thought that Matthew Broderick, the murderer, played Balto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Until I looked up that it was Kevin. Sorry, you interrupted our Balto talk. A new show that might come out. Balto?
The
Review
Balto
show?
review. Well, no, it's just Balto talk.
Balto talk
Because we're all
with
about
Balto.
Balto.
Ball Talk. Anyway, this is our new show. This is our weekly...
Bi-weekly
hidden review.
Hidden Review
of
show.
the week.
We're going to talk about Hidden on this episode of the Hidden Review show.
First one...
you know,
we're going to talk about Hidden every episode of the
weekly
Hidden Review
but
show.
this week,
If people like
this
it,
week
we
though,
don't
we
know.
are going to talk about Hidden on this Hidden show.
Yes, next week we will also talk about
Well, yeah, I
Hidden.
didn't want to spoil that, Alec, but today, guys, again, we'll be talking...
Well, just like last week, we also talked about... Well, we didn't talk about it last week because this is the first
a new
episode.
show.
Yeah, this is a new
Alec.
show.
Other people might say that this is just episode 4 of our weekly movie.
I don't know why you keep saying that. Every time we make a new show, you say it's the same show.
No,
I'm so confused.
Anyway, Hidden.
Oh, right. Well,
The
we're going to
review.
talk about Hidden this week.
We found this shelter. It's given us food, a home, a life. We could be the only ones left, the only ones still alive.
Oh my gosh, Hidden.
Hidden.
I was all about it.
I was all about it
This movie is like 4 years or 2 years old.
Yeah.
We can go into spoilers. I'm not even going to bother.
Oh,
like-
this isn't...
Oh,
this is not a review
full-
show.
full-
This is our movie talk
Well,
show.
this is a review show.
okay.
Well, no, okay. Well, this is a new show.
Yeah, no. I recommended it because Skylar and I watched it, opting to watch a movie that neither of us has
Did
seen.
you know it's a Duffer Brothers movie?
Yeah, that's why I picked it because I was like, I was on my list of just things that I wanted to see.
Same here was on my list, too.
And
And
the
so I
guys
was
that
like,
brought you Stranger Things,
Yeah.
for those who don't know.
I watched it with Skylar. She freaked out, and by the end of it, I was like, I don't really care about Sam Slade that much. Like, I'm sure he would like it, but
I loved it.
I called Kevin the next day. I was like, Kevin, out of everyone I know, you will love this movie the most. Like,
And
next
I did.
to me, you are the person that I assume will love this the most, and it's because it has a.
It's got a twist in it, which when you said Kevin's gonna love it the most, I was like, oh, there's a twist in it,
Well,
which was a problem for me because once I knew there was a twist in it, I figured out the twist.
It's not even. Yeah, well, it's
you?
not.
I did, but it did not. Here's the thing: a lot of the time when I figure out the twist, it bothers me, and it takes it dampens the movie for me a little bit. Did not at all.
I didn't know it.
Didn't
had a
change the
twist or
experience barely at
anything,
all.
When
so-
did you figure it out?
Pretty early on,
I did
because
not.
I thought about it, and then I was like, wouldn't it be cool if this? And I was like, oh, it's that. When I realized what the twist was, or most of what the twist was in a scene that really got me into the movie, because they were sitting there talking to the girl, and they're like, "Oh, we have to stay hidden because they are looking for us." And like part of that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this isn't just a zombie movie. This isn't just they gotta hide because like there's a threat out there.
Well, the whole time-
there's this threat that's out there that is actively trying to find them.
I assumed
like
it was,
they're fugitives.
I assumed it was aliens.
Well, see, here's the thing. I sat there thinking,
Like I was going the 10 Cloverfield Lane route.
and I thought fugitive route. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they're aligned to this kid. And then I was thinking about it more. I was like, because then they have like flashbacks of it being like, oh, there was a disease. And I was like, okay, they're not just fugitives. And I was like, oh, but they're like the zombies, like not
Yeah.
zombies, but they're the thing
They're the infected.
they're the infected people.
Which that's the twist, is that they are the actual infected people.
However, I did not know that they could turn into the Hulk
they
or
can
whatever,
turn into the Hulk. Well, the way I explained, 'cause
which was awesome. Guess
Skylar
not
actually
at all.
said one of the funniest things Skylar's ever said after we watched it, because she's deathly afraid of zombies, and I didn't know it was a zombie. I knew literally nothing besides that it was a Duffer Brothers movie.
Oh, she should see Rick.
Once the zombies are revealed, like once it's revealed that there's I
was gonna say there are vampires.
I'm gonna rewind, and I'm gonna say like throughout the course of the movie, I started getting a little worried. I was like, oh, it's starting to look real like a zombie movie, and I was like, I'd look over at Skylar and just make sure she was okay. She was really freaked out the whole movie. But then at the end, after like they had turned into the Hulk vampire things,
Yeah.
she was like freaked the fuck out, and she was like, It really the ending of that movie really bothered me. I was like, why? And she was like, there were
lived.
so many of them alive, and I was like, well, I mean, but like, there's still people. And she was like, I'm sorry, but they were scary. They deserve to die. And she said it with such sincerity.
I'm like, said Hitler. Jeez, fuck.
Like again with the whole guessing what the twist was. It was that they were the like whatever infected was.
One.
I did not know what the infection was. There
Yeah.
wasn't something you could really guess. It was just kind of like, oh well, this is hidden from you.
Actually, what I pieced together when you said, Kevin, this is a movie you would like the most, the first thing I actually thought of, because it was also the Duffer Brothers, the first thing I assumed was, oh, it's super, like, old-fashioned. Like, it's 70s or 80s shit. Like, that's what I immediately assumed, you know?
Well, no, if it was that, I've been like, Sam Slade. Sam Slade.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, well, you said the way you said, Kevin, you would love it the most. I said I would love it, and I'm like, okay, well, we're the ones that are all about that the most. It's like, and then Sam Slade, and then Brian, which literally is how you would rank who would like say It Follows.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
And so that's what I bought into.
I was actually really mad at myself for saying that you would love it the most. I mean, I had to just because I was so excited to talk to you about it.
Yeah, you told me pretty early.
But I knew the minute I said that to you guys that you guys would know that there's a twist.
Yeah.
Luckily and very happily, I did not, because I didn't figure.
But
it out.
I also was like, the movie's good enough on its own.
Yeah, I was
where,
gonna say,
like,
twist aside, again, like I said earlier, knowing the twist did not, or like guessing the twist, like, or figuring it out or whatever, did not take me out of it at all. I still enjoyed it thoroughly. It's so just like there's such dread, and it's the greatest thing ever because again, I loved that feeling it gave me once they said that they're looking for them. I was like, it's more than just them hiding.
Yeah.
There are people looking for them.
Yeah, it's not just 10
Like,
Cloverfield Lane where they're
they
in a
can't
safe
go
bunker.
outside.
Yeah.
Or else they'll be found, you know?
Yeah.
And that freaking moment when the rat catches the house on fire or whatever.
Oh my god.
And then the smoke starts going up through the roof. I go,
It's-
I literally was sitting there watching and I went like this. I was like,
it
it's
is-
over. This is all over. They're
It is
dead.
such
They're
a
all
tense
dead.
Scene, and it's just like, it's such a small problem.
It's so... that's why I loved it. I was like,
Yeah.
it is so small that at first glance you just be like, oh, you know, smoke rises and goes
Yeah.
up. But it's like, no, everybody could see that.
You're like,
They are dead. I was like, and then from that point on, I'm like, I have no idea how this is like.
yeah.
That's also what kind of gave away what the ending was to me because I was like, how the heck are they going to end this? Like, there's no good way this will end where it's not like a twist thing where it's this, you know? It's like, it's either, oh, they get murdered by the things that show up and there's a struggle, which would be lame. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Another thing that kind of caught me on to the twist ending is that the girl kept calling them breathers.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, is she saying breathers because they can't breathe, like they're not alive? And so I was paying attention, and my theory was wrong because they do breathe. Because I was like, are they ever taking breaths? And I just kept listening, and then not till later when like somebody starts like panting because they're scared, I was like, okay, no, they can breathe.
Yeah.
They're alive, I guess. But that's still put in my head that they're breathing is a human thing. That's a human.
It was freaking me out that they were calling them breathers. I'm like, stop calling them that. Why are they called breathers?
Something that really sells the movie is how great the actors are. Specifically, Alexander Skarsgård. I thought he had some really awesome moments with the girl.
Oh yeah, no, he
just
fantastic.
Viggo Mortensen, dude. He sounded like Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah,
he had like it was a very Viggo Mortensen role. I feel like.
Yeah, he's.
It was interesting, and I guess the
less
Duffer
than-
Brothers are just good at directing kids.
Yeah,
they are.
Because the kid
I
acting in Stranger Things is amazing. And,
Yeah,
and the kid acting in
the
this
kid
was great.
was really believable. You know,
We need to stop watching movies that we like so much because it is way better when we hate something.
Let's do Paranormal Activity.
that's
Because I hate that movie. That is one of my least favorite movies I've ever seen. I hate it so much.
Anyway, so get back to Hidden. The acting's it's great at building tension.
I also thought it was cool that kind of like the parent like role was kind of reversed. Where like usually in like a post-apocalyptic movies, it's like, oh, the father's like stern. It's like, don't let the kid have fun. We got to survive. And the mom's like, oh no, they still got to be a kid.
Yeah.
But like it was completely different. Like the mom's like, no, we got to survive. Don't let her have fun. And the dad's like, well, I'm gonna pretend like we're eating ice cream.
Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård was definitely the fun parent in that.
which was cool, which was really cool.
Probably the weakest character was the mom, but that's not saying a whole lot. She was still good. I just don't remember any as many moments that she was in that.
Yeah, she was still good though.
They did a really good job of making the actors just look like they're gross.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was sitting there and I was looking at the mom and I was like, Alexander Skarsgård is a really handsome man.
Yep.
What's he doing with her? You know, but then they show the flashback and she looks like a pretty lady.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, she just
Well,
looks gross now because she's been in a hole.
Even like when they're down there, he looks awful too. He like his
Comparatively,
face is more.
it's just basically just because I know that he's, you know,
he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah,
Really good.
I've not stopped thinking
it deserves way more recognition than it has.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's seen it.
Yeah.
So anyway, do we have any closing thoughts on it?
Yeah, I feel like we've been going off the rails and we should bring it back.
Well, this video has been very off the rails.
Almost like a podcast.
Sam Slade, how dare you?
I'm sorry.
I had a problem with it.
What'd you have?
Towards the end, funny enough, it revolves around the twist. I really like the twists in the movie. My only issue is that they happened a little too close together. I didn't have a whole lot of time to really digest them all. It was like one after the other, after the other, after the other. It felt like one of the Saw sequels. As opposed to the first Saw, boom. Okay, and then
that's what the movie was missing. Was
you know, or even Saw 2 had more than one twist, but it paced out. It was, oh, what a great twist, and then it took a moment, and then boom, hit you with another arc. Oh, cool. You know, this one, it was like...
And then Saw 6 is like, everything's different.
Here's
a twist, and that's a twist.
Now that's a twist. You're a twist. You get a twist. So with this, so you find out they're like, oh, that's who the breathers are. And you're like, I'm like, that was so cool. I'm like, that is so cool. And then
it's immediately like...
Seconds later, oh, and she's a monster. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, why? And then it took me a second to really get into that twist. It wasn't a good, that makes sense. The first one was. The second one was like...
Well, and then they also, immediately after that, throw in the dad survived.
Yeah, the dad survived.
Yeah. Then the dad survived.
I'm fine with the breathers being people.
Then the daughter's got it. Then the daughter attacks. Then they say,
Interesting thing, so with the twist, they do that classic twist thing where like the twist is happening and they cut back to things that the characters just said. It has more context.
Just like Saw.
But they had one clip that they cut in, and I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. It was when the dad shows back, they flash back to him being in a scuffle when you think he died. They just cut back to that, and I'm like,
okay, I get cutting people up with, he was being
but I was like, why'd you cut back to that? Like, I get it, just say,
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Also, I felt like...
you literally just saw that like 5 minutes ago at the moment. My only really problem with the movie is just that it's kind of hindered because of its low budget.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things where I'm kind of like, well, it's just not as cool because they had to do this.
It also feels like someone's first movie.
It hits the most at the end when like they find the colony of other people that are like the hidden people or whatever.
And you don't get to see all the
and like
people
it's just basically a hole in the ground and you see some people
Yeah.
and I'm kind of like, it's fine, but I also was like, it'd be way cooler if they just had a shot where they're in a cave and there's a ton of them, and they're just like, oh,
and there
come
was,
on
like,
in,
a society being built. Like
exactly.
you see, like
like anything,
like you know, the inklings of
instead of just a few people looking out from a hole.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, I mean, I didn't necessarily need that myself because
this would have been better.
Civilization hasn't started for them, but it is now. You know, like now that the government's like, okay, we're just gonna hide, we're gonna be underground like this, and then like now they can become a civil. So the fact that more people just kept walking into the, I'm like, so at first it was just the family. I'm like, oh, they found the other family, cool, and then more people walked up. So that just gave me the idea. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people down there. Then that's it. That's all I do.
I think for what it was doing, I agree. Those are
just didn't feel welcoming.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, they're finally in a place where they can be accepted.
For me though, that's a really small thing. Like it's so quick that
it's not a big deal.
It's not even something.
It's just my only problem.
Yeah,
with the
no,
movie.
but it would have been way cooler to see like something down there.
But yeah, no. Overall, Hidden was awesome.
It's a great concept thing. Like I liked it because it felt like an episode of The Twilight Zone. Like it was just you know, it was quick. It had its point. It made it. It doesn't want to be like a universe or anything. It was just a simple horror movie.
Super cool. I would not say the cinematography is amazing. It's just shot really cool because like the way they set up lights. Like there's certain scenes where they only have one light in the room, but they had to keep changing it slightly so that the character could be lit up, even though it wouldn't be lit like
it's
that.
done very
but you're like,
cleverly.
oh, but that's cool.
Because a movie
lighting
like
was
that,
done really cleverly.
a movie like that could feel really boring to look at eventually because it's all
it's
like
the
the
same
same
thing
light. And I was actually really afraid of that when I went when the movie started. I was like, oh,
same here. I was like, whenever because once they finally had a flashback, I was like, finally, jeez, I was getting suffocated. You know?
Yeah, the flashbacks were very helpful.
But overall, it's still interesting to look at.
They're good flashbacks, and they also pace that like within the pacing visually of the movie, like it contrasts to the hole that they're in.
Yeah, and also the flashbacks relate to what's going on for the most part. You know, with something, and
so
then they'll flash
talking
back.
about other moments that are like, I was freaking out, like, look, you guys gotta, oh no, was when they all went outside.
Oh yeah,
And like the breathers were coming, and the little girl.
Well,
ran out
like
there.
she sees movement.
Yeah,
that
and I was
great.
like, oh,
That's
you guys gotta
so-
get back inside. Get
so
back
tense.
inside.
Because
so tense.
yeah, that scene's great because I was sitting there looking and she was like, "Come back inside." She's trying to yell at them,
Yeah.
and I was like, "She's gonna have to go outside."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh."
I thought one of the parents was gonna die right there. Like
that's what
I
I
thought the
thought,
movie
too.
was going like one of them was gonna
Well,
die.
it's gonna go
And
the
then
road.
you were gonna,
route.
or I thought the father was dead meat. Like I thought Alexander Skarsgård was gonna get his head chopped off or something, and it was just gonna be like the mom.
By a vampire or whatever.
I Am Legend's gonna get him.
Yeah, I Am Legend's gonna get him. Yeah, it's just another perspective for I Am Legend. Yeah, Will Smith is out there going, "Friend, what the hell are you doing out here, friend? If you are real, you better tell me right now."
Next
That's
week,
the best scene in the movie,
Next week
Yeah,
on
that
the
is the best scene
hidden
in the
review
movie.
show of the week.
featuring
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Will Smith will be on.
That wouldn't be a terrible movie.
The next hidden show we do, Will Smith will be on.
So the next episode of the weekly hidden show that we
No,
have.
what- Don't say weekly. Shh, don't say weekly.
The next episode of the hidden show.
Yeah, the next episode that we air of the
Of
hidden show.
the hidden show.
The hidden show. This is episode 1.
This is episode 1.
Will Smith will be on. No,
Will
he
Smith.
will be there.
Kevin, what is the next show that we're starting next week?
He's gonna give us 3 options.
Well, there are some options in here. All right, so let's see. So there's 2 good ones. I'm actually going to leave the third one to you guys. I want to discuss the third option because I'm not positive.
No, we couldn't think of another
No,
one.
no, I'm serious.
I'm gonna do this special thing where I don't think of a third option.
No.
And I let
There's a
you guys
specific
think of
reason
it.
for it. You'll see why. Okay, so the 2 that are absolutely options. One is Adaptation. It's the best movie I've seen this month. It is awesome. Great script, great acting. There's 2 Nicolas Cages in it. The other one is a movie I saw really recently, and it's a Wes Anderson movie, and it's called The Royal Tenenbaums.
That's been sitting on my computer for about 2 years.
Yeah. My other option, which is similar to the other 2, it's Requiem for a Dream. That's been on here every time. But
It's on Netflix now.
which I cannot help but suggest. But the reason why it's up for change is because you guys brought up a good point on the podcast that
It's not a plot. How dare you?
are
This is completely
This
different.
is
from
this
the
is
podcast.
the first show, Kevin. The first show.
Excuse me.
This is so different from the podcast.
This
I
is
don't even
the-
remember what the podcast looked like.
Yeah, neither do I.
Remember at the end of Hidden when the little girl was gonna kill that guy, but the mom was like, "It's fine. He's infected. He's one of us now. Let him live because the government will kill him anyway." And that guy was like,
Oh,
no!
I ain't never see that guy again.
A bunch of gay, black, Hillary supporters. Guess what? There's like 5.